I'm 92 and still drive. These 5 habits are why I've never been sick in 30 years. Welcome back to Golden Heart Advice, where we help you stay strong, sharp, and independent after 60. I'm Dr. James, and today I want to share something remarkable. Doctors told him to slow down decades ago, but at 92, he still drives and hasn't been sick in over 30 years. No colds, no flu, no medications. It's not luck. It's 5 simple daily habits you can start tomorrow, even from bed. Most seniors ignore these routines and pay the price with stiff joints, memory lapses, and low energy. I used to see it every day in my patients until a few of them started these exact habits. What happened next was incredible. So in this video, I'll walk you through each one, backed by real science and stories from older adults like you. Subscribe now and let's help you build your strongest decade yet. 1 habit at a time. Habit 1. The wake-up signal. Before your feet ever touch the floor, your body is already making decisions. At 6 a.m., your blood is thicker, your joints are stiff, your nervous system still wiping the sleep from its eyes. But most seniors don't realize this. They swing out of bed, grab their phone, and rush headfirst into the day, setting themselves up for falls, fog, and fatigue. That's why I teach all my patients a simple 90-second ritual they can do before even sitting up. It starts with 3 slow, steady breaths. Then, you gently begin to move, wiggling your fingers, then your toes, letting each joint come alive again. You slowly roll your wrists and ankles. Let your spine stretch ever so slightly as you greet the day. What you're doing isn't exercise. You're sending a signal, a message to every muscle and joint. Wake up, you're needed today. Research from the National Institute on Aging shows that gentle mobility in the first 30 minutes after waking improves circulation, boosts mental clarity, and lowers the risk of falls, especially for adults over 60. And I've seen it firsthand. Diane, a 67-year-old retired teacher, came to me complaining of balance issues. She'd trip over her slippers almost weekly. Her mornings felt slow and stiff. But once she began practicing this quiet morning routine, everything changed. Her steps were steadier, her thoughts clearer, her body more cooperative. You don't need yoga. You don't need fancy equipment. You don't even need to get out of bed. Just 1 mindful minute and a message to your body that says, we're still in this together. So let me ask you, when was the last time you said good morning to your body before asking it to perform? Because aging doesn't happen all at once. It happens in moments like this, quiet, easy to miss, but full of power. And it's in these moments that strength can begin again. Now let's move to something just as simple, but just as powerful. A warm drink you can make in 3 minutes that primes your immune system and fights inflammation, starting from your very first sip. Habit 2. The golden glass. Right after I finish my morning wake-up ritual, there's one thing I reach for, and I've done it nearly every day for over 30 years. It's not a supplement, not a pill, and definitely not some $50 powdered superfood. It's a warm glass of water mixed with fresh lemon, a bit of turmeric, and just a pinch of black pepper. That's it. Simple? Yes, but powerful. This drink is the first thing I put into my body each morning, and it's how I prime the immune system, ease inflammation, and kickstart digestion, all before breakfast. Let me explain how it works. Lemon is loaded with vitamin C, a potent antioxidant that strengthens the immune response and supports white blood cell production. It also helps the liver produce bile, which aids digestion and keeps toxins moving out of the body. Then comes turmeric, nature's most powerful anti-inflammatory root. It contains curcumin, a compound that's been studied in hundreds of medical journals. Curcumin has been shown to lower inflammation markers that rise as we age, the same markers linked to arthritis, memory loss, and chronic disease. But there's one catch. Curcumin doesn't absorb well on its own. That's where the black pepper comes in. It contains a compound called piperine, which boosts curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%. Without it, most of the benefits just pass through the body. When you put these three together, you create what I call a golden glass, a daily defense system in liquid form. I remember one patient, Joe, 71. He came to me with frequent sinus infections, joint pain in the winter, and constant bloating after meals. I suggested he try this drink for 2 weeks. First thing in the morning, that's all. 2 weeks later, he came back smiling, no bloating, no aches. And he hadn't needed his usual allergy meds. He told me it felt like his system woke up again. There's science to support this. A study published in Frontiers in Pharmacology found that curcumin improved immune function in older adults and reduced oxidative stress. Another paper from Oregon State University showed that vitamin C doesn't just prevent illness. It helps shorten recovery time, especially in seniors. You don't need to be perfect. And you don't need to change your whole routine. You just need 5 quiet minutes and a few ingredients from your kitchen. A squeeze of lemon, a 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric, a pinch of black pepper, warm, not boiling, water. Stir and sip. Slowly. Let your body feel it, because this isn't just a drink, it's a signal. Just like the morning movement, it tells your system, we're on offense today, we're ready. Now, if you're wondering how to keep that momentum going, we're just getting started. Let's talk about the one daily action that resets your body, lifts your mood, and protects your brain without costing a dime. Habit 3. The 15-minute healing walk. Every morning, rain or shine, I step outside and walk, not to lose weight, not to break a sweat. I walk to heal. You see, most people think of walking as something you do when you can't run anymore, a backup plan, a compromise. But I can tell you, at 92, walking isn't a fallback, it's a foundation. Years ago, I used to jog. I believed I had to push hard to stay young. But then I came across a study that completely changed how I see movement. It showed that walking, simple, steady walking, could reduce inflammation, regulate blood sugar, boost memory, and even lower the risk of early death by nearly 40%. That's when I stopped chasing sweat and started following rhythm. Because walking isn't just about moving forward. It's about realigning your entire system, your joints, your circulation, your breathing, even your thoughts. And the magic comes from consistency, not distance. I don't go far. Some days, it's just around the block, but I never miss it. I still remember the day I skipped my walk for the first time in years. I was busy, told myself I'd do it later, but the day slipped away. That evening, something felt off. Not tired, not sore, just old. Like my joints weren't mine. Like my lungs had forgotten how to stretch. That's when I realized walking wasn't optional. It was medicine. Now I treat my morning walk like a prescription. I put on good shoes. I start slow. I breathe in for 4 counts and out for 6. I let my shoulders relax and swing my arms gently. And here's something you might not expect. I smile while I walk. Not because I feel happy, but because smiling makes me feel happy. There's real science behind that. Activating the muscles used in a smile stimulates the vagus nerve, a powerful pathway that regulates inflammation, heart rate, and even digestion. A study from psychosomatic medicine found that smiling during movement enhances the body's stress-reducing response, and that's exactly what I feel. By the time I return home, my knees are looser, my thoughts are clearer, my whole body feels reset. At 92, that's not just valuable, that's essential. So if you've been feeling stuck, stiff, or foggy, don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for perfect weather or extra energy. Put on your shoes, step outside, take a breath, and tell your body, let's begin again. Because motion isn't just medicine. Motion is life. Coming up next, the most overlooked nutrient that holds the key to strength, sharp memory, and faster healing after 60. Habit 4. The protein-powered breakfast. There's one mistake I see far too often in adults over 60, and it happens at breakfast. They start the day with toast, cereal, maybe a banana, and coffee. And by mid-morning, they're crashing, tired, foggy, a little forgetful. They blame it on age, but most of the time, it's not age, it's protein. After 60, your body becomes less efficient at absorbing and using protein, which means you actually need more, not less, especially in the morning. Why? Because that's the moment your body decides how it will perform for the rest of the day. Protein isn't just for muscles, it's for immunity, for healing, for memory and mental sharpness. Your immune cells are made of protein. Your enzymes, your hormones, your neurotransmitters all rely on amino acids, the building blocks of protein. I had a patient once, Helen, 70 years old. She was active, ate clean, and still felt weak by late morning. She struggled with recall. Her doctor said it was just getting older. But when we changed her breakfast, everything shifted. She swapped out toast for one boiled egg, a cup of Greek yogurt, some walnuts, and a few blueberries. That simple change gave her over 25 grams of high-quality protein. And more importantly, it gave her stability. Her energy didn't crash, her focus sharpened, her body felt anchored. And it's not just anecdotal. A study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that adults over 65 who consumed 25 to 30 grams of protein per meal had better muscle mass, stronger immune responses, and fewer hospitalizations. Another study from Tufts University showed that higher protein intake in seniors correlated with sharper memory and faster recovery from illness or surgery. It doesn't have to be complicated. Eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese with flax seeds, a lentil scramble, even a small piece of grilled chicken on sprouted toast. What matters most is that you never skip protein, especially at breakfast, because what you feed your body in the morning becomes the fuel for everything that follows. And if you start with sugar and carbs alone, you're sending your engine off with fumes. Your body deserves better. It's been carrying you for decades, and it's still capable of more if you give it the materials it needs to rebuild. So tomorrow morning, before you reach for the toast, ask yourself, am I fueling my day or just filling space? Next, we'll talk about a habit that takes just 3 minutes. But maybe the most powerful thing you do to protect your brain, lower stress, and reset your entire nervous system. Habit 5, the 3-minute mental tune-up. Every morning before I check the news, before I speak to anyone, I sit still for just 3 minutes. I close my eyes, take a breath, and picture the kind of day I want to have. Not the tasks, not the traffic, not the bills. I imagine how I want to feel: calm, clear, capable. Then I imagine myself moving through the day in that state, driving confidently, speaking thoughtfully, smiling even when things go off script. That's it. No apps, no mantras, just intention. Most people think of health as physical, but in truth, your mind gets sick before your body does. Stress shows up long before symptoms. And for seniors, that stress doesn't always look like worry. It looks like confusion, fatigue, sleeplessness, a sense that something's off, even if nothing's wrong. I had a patient, George, 73, retired, healthy, but always on edge. He worried about the news, his investments, the world. He didn't sleep well, he felt tense, but didn't know why. One day, he fainted in the grocery store. It turned out his heart was fine, but his nervous system was overwhelmed. That's when I explained to him what I'll share with you now. Your brain can't tell the difference between something vividly imagined and something real. Neuroscience confirms it. When you mentally rehearse calm, your brain fires the same circuits as if calm were already happening. Over time, this rewires your nervous system. It tells your body, we're safe, we're steady, we're in control. And when your nervous system feels safe, everything improves. Your blood pressure lowers, digestion improves, immunity activates, memory sharpens. One study from the University of Wisconsin showed that just 5 minutes of daily mental rehearsal reduced anxiety, improved focus, and boosted immune response in older adults with effects that lasted for weeks. That's why I protect my 3-minute tune-up like it's medicine, because it is. It's the habit that helps all the other habits stick. It anchors the body, it trains your hormones, it reminds you who's really in charge, your conscious mind, not your stress response. And you don't have to be a monk to do it. You don't need candles or silence or perfection. You just need a chair, a moment, and a willingness to choose the day before the day chooses you. So tomorrow morning, before the noise creeps in, take 3 minutes. Sit still. Picture strength. Picture joy. Picture your body working with you, not against you, because peace is a choice. And it starts with the very first thought. Now, let's bring it all together and talk about how these 5 habits can reshape your next decade. It wasn't genetics, it wasn't luck. It was 5 small habits, done consistently, day after day. A minute of movement, a golden glass, a healing walk, a protein-powered breakfast, a few quiet moments to lead your mind. You don't have to be 92 to benefit. You just have to begin. So which one will you start tomorrow? Leave a comment and let us know. Your story might inspire someone else. And if you found value here, subscribe to Golden Heart Advice. We're here to help you build strength, clarity, and joy, one habit at a time, because you still can.